Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Silent Flautist tutorial series. I am Vivek, aka the Silent Flautist. In the previous video, we learnt about Raag Durga, the Aroha Avroha, Sa Re Ma Pa Dha Sa Sa Da Pa Ma Re Dha Sa. The thought of this rag, which is Bilawal, the jati, which is Audav, which means it has 5 notes, the vadi is Dhaivat, and the samvadi is Rishabh. The time of this raga is the second prahar of the night, that is between 9 pm to 12 am. We learned the composition, which was in Tal Teen Tal, and I had set it to 120 beats per minute. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest that you should learn to play this composition. Remember when I said that I'll be covering ragas based on seasons? Today is that day. I'll be introducing the concept of seasonal ragas in this episode. Seasons. Something that everyone looks out for. Everyone has their own personal favorite season. Some love the monsoons, getting wet in the rains, the petrichor, looking out at the heavy thunderstorms through a window while sipping on a cup of hot chocolate. Then there are some who love the autumn, which marks the advent of winter. The mild temperatures, the red and yellow dried leaves falling off the trees on the sidewalk, and you walking down that sidewalk with a loved one. Then there's the winter itself that some people like. The coldness that grips you for good. So you cuddle up under the blanket with pillows to cover your ears. The late sunrise and the early sunset. Sitting by the fireplace sipping a glass of warm brandy. Oh yes, how could you forget the springtime? The flora and fauna are back into blossoming. The birds chirping around happily as you go jumping around the garden playing carefree as a kid. And finally, the summer season. The summers is when the sun shines in all his might, exerting his powerful rays that could tan us almost instantly. But as children, we all remember running back home to have a Pepsi Cola or an ice candy after a morning full of play during our summer vacations. I'm sure all of us have experienced some version of this. Ragas have also taken position in the expression of these seasons. I'll be taking you through a few of these ragas, and I will show you the beauty of the expression of Indian music, not only through its technicality, but also through the mood and emotion. For starters, India is said to experience 6 seasons or Ritu. Basant, which is spring, Grishma or summer, Varsha or monsoon, Sharad is autumn, Hemant is pre-winter, and Shishir is winter. In today's episode, we will be covering the Basant or Bahar, or basically the spring season. So without wasting any time, let's start with the spring season. The spring season, also known as Basant or Bahar, is one of the most happiest times as described in all literature, with lush greenery and colorful flowers everywhere. This time is the mating time for most animals. There are 2 main ragas that describe this through music. The first is Raag Basant and the second is Raag Bahar. Raag Basant tends to be a little more serious in its expression, as we call it, it shows more traditionally masculine characteristics. Whereas Raag Bahar is chirpier, fast-paced and expressive, thereby portraying the traditionally feminine characteristics. Almost all compositions in both of these ragas describe the beauty of the season or the environment during the season. Let's first explore Raag Bahar with this incredible composition which has been sung multiple times and made immortal by the great Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji. This is the structure of Raag Bahar. Let's now go to the composition. Kaliyan sang karta rang raliyan, Kaliyan sang karta rang raliyan, Kaliyan sang karta rang raliyan. भंवर गुंजारे फूली फुलवारी, चहु ओर मोर बोले, कोयल की कूक सुनी हूक उठी, कलियन संग करना रंग रलिया। भंवर गुंजारे फूली फुलवारी, चहु ओर मोर बोले, कोयल की कूक सुनी हूक उठी, कलियन संग करना रंग रलिया। कलियन संग कर, कलियन संग कर, कलियन संग करता रंग रलिया। Oh, look, the honeybees are making love to the flowers. The bumblebee is humming its way over to the blossomed flora. And from the four directions can be heard the sweet wail of the peacocks. My heart is overwhelmed by the sound of the cuckoo birds chirping away. Isn't this a poetic description of the spring season? After exploring Raag Bahar, let's just see the structure of Raag Basant to know the difference between the two. You see the difference between the moods of these two ragas? This is exactly what makes the difference. With that, we come towards the end of the video. To summarize everything, there are 6 seasons in India. In today's episode, we covered the spring season. The 2 ragas that are famous for the spring season are Raag Basant and Raag Bahar. Of course, there is also an amalgamation of these 2 ragas called Basant Bahar. But that is for a different episode. I have also linked the performances and recordings by Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji as well as Sangeet Martanda Pandit Jasraj ji, as I have mentioned during the video. Make sure you have a listen. It's a definite goosebumps giver. If you enjoy the content that I create, then I request you to consider supporting me through memberships on Patreon. Members get exclusive benefits like the transcript to this video and more downloads, more compositions, and even a monthly Google Meet session. Or else you can consider making me a one-time contribution through any of these methods mentioned here. I'm there on PayPal too. All said, do not forget to like this video and leave a comment down here. Also, don't forget to share this video to someone who's learning the flute. It would definitely be helpful for them. And of course, click the subscribe button and the bell icon if you haven't subscribed to me yet. Every time you get a notification to learn something new, it'll make me immensely happy. That's all for today. The Silent Flautist signing off. See you again next week with a new video.